welcome Best Picture winners, producers Oppenheimer, Emma Thomas, Charles Roven, and Christopher Nolan. First question, number 335, with 334 on deck. .353, apologies.
I just wanted to, it was a question for you. How important is it to support women in the industry? I know one of your editing winners said that it was incredible to be with such badass women on this film.
Is that for me? I don't know.
Clearly.
I think everybody should be supporting women in the industry. I'm just saying. We had the most incredible group of women working on this film, and I think that you know, eventually I think we'll get to the point where we have sort of 50-50 representation across the board. We're not quite there yet, but we're getting there. I think things are getting a lot better than they were, and you know, I'm very proud to have worked on a film that had so many fantastically talented women on it, and really the way that we do sort of bring more women in is to keep hiring and keep supporting. So yeah, it's an important thing.
Next question, number 334, here to your right.
Charles, hello. It's Sam Rubin from KTLA. You brought this book to Christopher. What was it about the source material? What was it about this book that made you think it could be the movie it ultimately became?
Well, you know, the book is a brilliant book. It won a Pulitzer Prize, but it was still a challenging piece of material. And I brought it to Chris and Emma because I just knew or felt very strongly that if they were interested, that Chris could write a great screenplay that would add dimension to the characters, give them heart and soul and flaws and genius. And then he would, working with Emma, further that when it was turned into a motion picture. So it worked out for sure.
Next question, 271 with 190 on deck.
Hello. So Chris, you mentioned like the movie's being like seen by a lot of like young people, and that's very important. And there's a lot of like artistic merits in the movie. But what will be the best legacy in terms of, I don't want to say message because people sometimes don't like to call what they do message, but in terms of like what is going on, what can the young people to see this movie do in the future to just not have so much hate, not like decide to attack other people or use like guns that are everywhere right now?
Okay. Yeah, I mean, I don't like to speak too specifically about messages of films I make because I feel that if cinema is didactic, it tends not to work dramatically so well. But having finished the film and having seen audiences respond to it, I mean, it was very striking to me when I first embarked on the project. I told one of my teenage sons what I was working on, and he actually said to me, well, young people aren't that concerned about nuclear weapons. It's not really in the forefront of their fears. And that did seem to me to be something that this film could, to some extent, help in success, and with a lot of people seeing it. And as far as any kind of broader message, the thing that I would like to point out is the film ends on what I consider a dramatically necessary moment of despair. But in reality, I don't think despair is the answer to the nuclear question. If you look at the work on non-proliferation that's been done by individuals and organizations since 1945, there's been a reduction in the number of nuclear weapons on the planet since 1967 of almost 90%. In the last few years, it's gone the wrong way, and it's very important that rather than despair, in reality, people are looking at advocacy. They're supporting organizations who are working to pressure politicians and leaders to reduce the number of nuclear weapons on our planet and make the world safer.
Final question is going to be virtual. Please, if you could please look into the camera. From Timon Magazine, Nathan, go ahead.
Hi, Nathan from Timon Magazine. Congratulations, you all deserve this award so much. This could be for one or for all of you, but could you name the most memorable moment in making the film?
I'm going first, apparently. Gosh, there were so many. One of the things I love about my job is that, you know, and our jobs is that we get to live with the film from the very, very beginning to the very end, and there are so many memorable moments along the way, whether it be, you know, those sort of moments in prep where you know, Cillian agrees to play Oppenheimer, or when you start shooting and you get to see Los Alamos as built and imagined by, you know, our incredible production designer, Bruce de Jong. I think probably, for me, I will never forget the moment where I first saw the film, the first cut of the film, and I think it was the moment where I truly understood that this really worked, and I felt very good about, you know, the fact that it told a story that I felt was going to move audiences. You never quite know until you get to that point, and I think for me that was the moment where I'll always remember, the sort of the feeling at the end of that screening of sort of relief and excitement.
There was a couple of moments in particular for me. The first time I drove over to Chris and Emma's house to read the first draft that Chris wrote, and what he had done when he, with the character of Oppenheimer, wrote him in the first person, which I had never read a screenplay before that had the character talking in the first person, but it was actually the thing that I think makes the movie so special is how you relate to Oppenheimer through all of his journey from, you know, trying to figure out how to deal with the bomb to all of his character journey as well. So that was a very, very important and meaningful and memorable experience. The second was, you know, seeing the first cut of the movie. It was really profound.
I think for me it was really actually the first hair and makeup tests. There's something about seeing Cillian put that hat on, and Robert Downey Jr. with his head shaved back, and Emily Blunt in old age makeup. We did all that in the first test, and we shot it on the very first black and white IMAX film that had ever been made, and we projected it on an IMAX screen up at City Walk at Universal, and that was a very special moment. Special to realize what the actors were going to be able to do and that the thing was going to work, and to see that technical side of things that Hoyte was bringing to the table in the photography was remarkable, and that will always stay with me. But thank you very much.
Congratulations. Thank you very much.